Welcome to the show, everyone. It's Friday. I cannot believe it's already Friday, and it's already almost April's through. You know what? I made it possible for everybody to talk about themselves on the radio, and that's exactly what we're doing in here. My first guest, I have now been on my show. I mean, it's got to be over a year now.
Over a year now.
Over a year now. I have with me Havie Bravo. He is the owner of Bravo Insurance Agency. He also has with him Monique and Colton Backs. Backs with a B-A, like back, like your back, with an S.
B-A-C-S.
It's Friday.
It's Friday, yeah.
So tell everybody a little
it's
bit about
5 o'clock
yourself.
somewhere, too,
Is
by
it?
the way.
Oh, I obviously know that, right?
You're on a different time zone.
Tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what we're going to talk about today, okay?
Okay, I'm Havie Bravo, and I own Bravo Insurance Agency. We're located in downtown Mesa, Main Street. And Colton and Monique are part of our agency. They are our younger agents in the agency, dedicated to helping the younger people get financially fit and have proper protection for life insurance, disability, and accidents, which is the theme of today's show.
Okay, first of all, I've been to your office. It's a wonderful office that you have there in Mesa, but you service nationwide.
We're nationwide. We're in 38 states, actually, and we help people personally and over the phone, by Zoom, whatever we can to help them.
Now, I'd like to introduce both Monique and Colton. I want to talk about them because they're very young and they're so, you're sophisticated at the same time, and both of you are so together for your age, right? I mean, would you admit that?
Yeah, absolutely. They're advanced.
Right, very, and it's really cool to see that. It really is. I want you to talk a little bit about yourself, Monique. You've had a show here. You have your show every first Thursday of the month that you come on my show to talk about.
The Havie and Howie Financial Show. Yes.
Yep, and Monique had a show here, and they met together on the show, and now they're married, and they met through me. They met Havie, and now they're working together.
Yes.
But Monique, talk about you and what you guys are doing out there, and all the young folks who you're talking to lately.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Carol. Again, my name is Monique, working with Bravo Insurance Agency, and we recently just got licensed, so we are ready to help you with your needs regarding accident, health, sickness. As we know right now, and especially in the last year, has been a very interesting time. And younger people are starting to look at what we should do once we get a job. Once you get out of college, you start making money. What do we need to do with our money? Or when you have a child, your first child, what do we need to do to prepare for that child and to protect our child if anything were to happen to us or if anything would happen to them? And so that's kind of really the theme of the show as we're getting near summer. More activities, and especially, what I've noticed, I don't know if any of you have noticed, that activity's really picking up. I feel like a lot of people missed out last year because of COVID, and so now they're like, I really want to get back
They're
outside.
ready to go.
They're ready to go, and so that means more accident prone.
Mm-hmm.
So it's basically, we can help you get ready for the accident prone season.
Well, I have to say, when COVID hit, and the freeways had less cars, there were more accidents because people think they can do whatever they want to do. They're flying down, and there's honestly more accidents.
Well, a lot of drivers thought that speed limit was a suggestion.
Right, right. But accidents can happen at any time, and it's wonderful that you are. When you talk to your friends, okay, and obviously when we start something like this, you're going to obviously go with your friends and try and meet to everybody. When you're talking to your friends, what do they say about everything that you're doing right now and trying to talk to them about getting prepared like you have?
Right. I just think there's a huge lack of education. Carol, we've been on your show before, and the numbers are just astonishing with how many young people think that insurance is way more expensive than it really is. It's so much more affordable, especially when you are working with an agency like ours where we have so many carriers that we can almost find you anything no matter what. You're going to get some type of coverage. You're going to be better off than when you walked in our doors. And we can almost guarantee that. So I'm excited that, with my friends and just to a degree, their lack of education, I'm able to say, hey, this product is so affordable, especially at your age. The younger you start, the cheaper it's going to be for longer. We have policies that are locked in for 30 years. We're both in our 20s, and until we're 50, we're going to be paying, a life insurance policy for the price we did at 20. Mm-hmm. So I tell people, this is an investment, but it's so much more affordable than you would ever think.
Well, a lot of people that listen to the show are older, right? So we're listen to those, but they all have children, grandchildren, right?
Right.
But the fact is that I'm loving that you're coming on and they're hearing this. They're saying, "Wow, this would kind of be neat. I wish my kids were like that, right?"
Absolutely.
Altogether. I think that's what's really important
Yeah.
too, is that they can hear this. What I love about the show so much is that it's this great information for people out there. You're right. The younger that you can do something, the better. But anytime. I mean, I'm an example of one who, I would have rather had something than nothing. And sometimes us older folks did put things aside, right?
That's right.
So it doesn't really matter.
The other thing I would like to mention is people don't know that you can also buy some of these products for your children. So the person, even if they're adult, don't have to necessarily buy it for themselves. It's actually a great wedding present, or if you have
I
a
agree.
newborn,
Even
you
for
can
adult
gift
children,
this.
it's worth mentioning that. It could be
Of
your adult
course.
children getting married at 35 years
Right,
old.
your child is your child forever.
Yes.
But
Correct.
you can still buy these products. I think there's a misunderstanding that once that person becomes an adult that they have to buy that product for themselves, and it's just not true. You can really kickstart, get the ball rolling for them. So if you still love them and you're their child, if my parents bought this for me, I know we do this, so my parents don't have to. But if I didn't know any better and my parents bought this for me, it would be an amazing gift, wedding gift, or a gift for your their grandchildren, to really get the ball rolling for them for their financial success.
Right. Well, who thought of that? Gerber? Right?
Well,
It was somebody like
for
that.
children's policies,
Right.
It's been a long time. 100
It's been
years ago.
around.
A
It
long
has
time.
been around. But, people, we don't think about these things. And then until you hear something like this. Now, let's talk about some of the policies that you do want to talk about today.
Sure. Well, Colton, why don't you start off with that?
Yeah, so I think today we're going to really be focusing on, accidents. And I think obviously the key about accidents is that they're unpredictable. I think when you poll people, everyone kind of assumes they're not going to have a major accident in their life, yet everybody normally has at least a handful of major accidents in their life that are completely unforeseen, especially even when you're extremely healthy. And so, there's two issues you have with as far as accidents. You have one, actually covering you for the accident and the damage that was done to you from the accident, and also then most likely if you were severely injured, you're probably not going to be able to work, you're going to have an income issue, things like that. And so we have these two things from Washington National. One's called Accident Assure, and it's basically just accidental injury insurance. And essentially what it offers you is, there's a couple different levels, there's two levels, but it's going to pay you out an indemnity payment depending on which level you selected when whatever happens, right? There's different things like inpatient hospital, confinement, intensive care unit, $1,000 per day for intensive care unit. And it's a list that goes on, and maybe Havie will get more into that. But and just to be clear, it pays out the full amount listed. It's not related to your actual damages. So if your damages are $200 a day, you're still going to get the $1,000 a day if that's what's listed. And then partnering with that is the Wage Guard, which is a short-term disability insurance, and that's going to help you, assuming that if you've had a major injury, you're probably going to need help with your wages. And it offers off-guard, non-occupational coverage, and on-occupational coverage, which is going to be especially helpful for people like us, my wife and I, being self-employed. We're essentially always on the job. There's really not such a thing as off-the-job coverage in that case. And so being covered in our day-to-day activities, just driving to and from houses, that's on the job because we're going to show a house for real estate. Both of these products are going to be great for people as they get out there more and are just naturally going to be more prone to accidents.
So we're going to go to a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit further here. They have people standing by at all times on their phones. That's 480-818-3665. The website is bettercallbravo.com.
.com. That's right.
And you can check them out there. What I love about you is that you help everybody with an area of every facet of insurance.
We try.
Every facet. And what makes them different too is that they have so many different carriers that they can help literally almost anyone. Give them a call. Their phone number is 480-818-3665. It's bettercallbravo.com.
Very good. Are we still live?
Yeah, we're still
Okay. Very good.
So I didn't get anything from you today, so
I know.
I didn't know what. Okay, that's okay. It's
We're
fine.
going to talk about the accidents. 1 out of 8 families has
Yeah,
an accident.
I did want to go over the number.
Yeah. You can go over the number. That's great. With the summertime, people are doing more things.
Yeah.
Playing softball,
Oh, yeah,
soccer.
I would also
Fine.
like to bring up, if you have health insurance, you think you're insured, but, to a degree. And we know
You have
that
gaps.
there's gaps, and going to the emergency room, even with the best coverage sometimes. It's out of pocket is pricey.
Okay, so
So-
we'll talk a little bit about that too. I'm gonna let you flow with it a little bit.
That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine.
That's all good.
And we'll close off a little bit of taxes. Still trying to open an IRA.
Okay.
How old
It's
is
nice
your
and
little
cold here.
sister? Is it too cold?
No, it's nice.
Sounds
All
good.
right, how old is your sister?
She's 16.
16. Hi, how are you? What's your name?
Benet.
Benet? Oh, Monet, Benet? Oh my God, I wouldn't be able to do it.
She's gonna start a kids show.
Oh, no, don't start.
He's got her ready. As soon as she turns 18, he's
Don't
gonna sign her up.
Here's your ads.
You guys doing commercials today? Making commercials?
I'm just doing like a 15-minute interview.
Nice.
What's that?
New glasses?
What's that?
Different glasses today.
Yeah, some of the ones.
These are important. I'm gonna go over these two.
Hmm.
These are
Yeah.
actually really
No, that's
important.
what I'm talking about.
And I'm gonna go over this. This
Just
is
wanted to give
really
a bird's
nice
eye view
too.
on that last one.
Welcome back, everyone. We're talking with Havie Bravo, and he is the owner of Bravo Insurance Agency. We also have Monique and Colton Backs, and they are here talking to us a little bit. At the summertime here is a time where people just kind of go a little bit nuts. They're going and doing more activities, and accidents can happen, and we're talking a little bit about how you can help people with that. Go ahead and talk.
Right, and Monet was actually bringing that up earlier regarding COVID. We're all outside now. We're happy to be outside. We're biking, we're hiking, we're jogging, we're rollerblading, all that kind of good stuff, right? Which is good for us, but accidents happen. 1 out of 7 Americans has an accident sometime in a year.
Yeah. I'd also like to paint a little bit of a picture. 47.2 million people receive medical attention for non-fatal injuries annually. That's a lot of people every single year. And so, again, the one thing I'd like to mention is even if you have insurance, you think, well, I have insurance, I'm covered. If I go to the emergency room, I'm fine. We don't think about it. You're out of work for a couple days. Every single day you're in the hospital can start to get pricey, and you don't want to have to dip into your savings. So this is a plan that would cover that. And some really good points I'd like to mention is this plan also helps you with transportation costs and family lodging. This doesn't only cover, your days in the hospital, but if your family is going to be out of work and also needs to travel somewhere to cover and cover themselves for lodging, it's going to help you pay that out. And obviously the levels that you choose will either pay out less or more, but they're all really helpful. Even on our level 1, for family lodging, $100 per day is very helpful.
Everything is.
And this accident plan is 24/7. On the job or off the job, doesn't matter because it's an accident plan.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're up in Flagstaff skiing, you break a leg and your family has to come get you, that covers the lodging costs.
So let me ask you this. A lot of people are traveling, kind of getting out of the state.
Mhm.
Will it cover them out of state as well?
It's not only nationwide, it's worldwide.
So see, that's a really important, because sometimes we find out that when, we go out of state and all of a sudden something happens and oh my gosh, we're not covered. That's terrible. But this will cover them even worldwide.
Exactly. So if you're going to Mexico doing some, what do they call parasailing, and something happens, you're covered for the accident part of it.
There's 3 more great features about this product. Benefits are paid directly to you regardless of any insurance you have. So you don't have to worry about that. If you get this, this is completely separate from the insurance you have. You know if an accident happens, they're going to cover you. Benefits have no lifetime maximum. So you don't have to worry, well, I had this injury. If I get one more, what's going to happen? No, this is going to cover that. And rates won't increase because you use your policy. So like I just said, if you use your policy, you don't have to worry about rates going up because you've already used it. This is very steady. And I would like to just mention that this GAP plan hasn't raised its rate in 12 years.
So this is the thing is that everybody out there, sometimes people think, well, I don't need this, right? I don't know why, because I think everybody really needs insurance. But there are sometimes people that think, well, nothing will ever happen to me. But things do happen. Bad things happen all the time.
Bad things happen all the time, and we're here at Bravo Insurance Agency to be there to help you make bad times good times.
Their phone number is 480-818-3665. You can check them out on their website. It's bettercallbravo.com. They work nationwide, so that's the other thing is that you work with
Absolutely.
anybody and have a plethora of different carriers that you work with. So almost anyone can get insurance through you.
Absolutely, and Colton's going to talk more about this subject.
Yeah, they really can. I think another place this fits in really well is I think most people have, maybe not most, but many people have, I think what would be considered, maybe insurance is probably less, health insurance, it's less than what they would probably like based on what they can afford. And which we might be able to help you with that as well. But aside from that, this is a great fill-in for that. I know a lot of people have deductibles that are, $2,500, $5,000. I mean, in the ACA market, $10,000 deductibles are not outside of the question.
Catastrophic insurance.
They're basically catastrophic insurances in many cases, unless you're just paying an arm and a leg, depending on what you have.
Well, this covers an arm and a leg, too.
Exactly. This literally does. In fact, it even covers toes
Just not
and
the
fingers.
baby toe.
Even toes and fingers. And so this is a great fill-in. Maybe you're like, well, you can't afford something better than a $5,000 deductible because it's just not in your budget. Well, this does not cost very much, and it is going to vary from person to person, but it's definitely going to cost you less than, your daily cappuccino. I mean, those are gotten, what are those, like $10 a day now, something like that. But anyways, this is going to be a good fill-in for you to, like ambulance, for example, $250 if you have to use the ambulance. A lot of insurances, like I said, you're not going to cover that until you hit your deductible or your max catastrophic cap, which once again, maybe your deductible's $5,000, but your max out of pocket's $10,000. Depending on what you have, this is going to step in and fill in, even if you lose like a toe, an arm, and a leg, like Havie said. And it's very easy. I believe if it's one page to get qualified, very minimal questions asked. Most people are going to qualify for this because it's not based on your health. It's an accident plan. So even if you have poor health, it's not really related to this.
Right.
And this might be a good opportunity to get what is some coverage for health events through accident coverage without having to go through maybe some of the stringent health underwriting if you don't have the best health.
I think you made a good point about cappuccinos.
Yes.
Okay, a lot of people out there, certain things are very important to them for some reason. And, one of the things that I find is once you do something like this, first of all, the peace of mind that you have, it makes you feel much better. And usually you'll find that you have room for the cappuccino no matter what.
Yes.
Yeah. You reassess your priorities.
Exactly. You just did, but it just turns around. It's not like you're going to get rid of anything in your life. You did something that you probably needed to do a long time ago, right?
Yeah.
And once you've done it, you're going to be really happy you did. And then after that, you'll go out and have yourself a cappuccino.
And also just to put in perspective, Colton made a really good point about, insurance can be expensive. We can help you with that. Health insurance, we can try to get that lower for you as well. That's what we do. But if that's still out of your price range, it's better to add this little gap plan for your accidental needs than trying to basically just find plan after plan after plan that doesn't have what you need, because maybe you're a family that's starting and you just need things for if your kid falls off his bike, and that has nothing to do with necessarily the underwriting process or pre-existing health conditions. You just want a little bit more coverage. This is so much more affordable.
When you work with people, do you do like a consultation with them? Because now that could be anyone who is listening that may or may not know if they even have something like this.
Right, absolutely. We do a free consultation, and as Havie said, we're happy to do that via Zoom, phone call, meet with you. We really just want to make it as easy as possible for you to meet your needs.
That phone number, 480-818-3665. Operators are always standing by.
Or visit our website, bettercallbravo.com.
There you go. So let me go ahead and let you talk a little bit because it's your show, right?
It is.
It is.
My show, okay. So Colton and Monet are also helping us with life insurance sales for people, helping them position themselves financially with annuities, IRAs, because you can still open an IRA, because the extension was
Till
to
May 17th?
May 17th, right?
That's right.
So now you can open up to May 16th an IRA for as little as $100.
Right, and you know what? It's probably the best thing that anyone can do, because that's something that we all need to write off, right?
Well, you need to write up, but you're just basically reallocating money from one pocket to the other and not put it in Uncle Sam's pocket.
Well, yeah, and that's my biggest question I ask people is, basically you're going to have to give this money up one way or another. Would you like to put it basically back in your pocket or give it to the government? And everyone goes, of course I want to keep that for myself. So
Right,
this is
and
a
it's
great
not
tool.
that much money to start off with.
No.
No, we make it
And-
very easy to get.
And explain how the process works. I happen to know, so just tell everybody a little
It's
bit.
a very
about it.
simple 2-page application. We ask a few financial questions about your financial makeup and your occupation and what kind of plans you have at work, a 401k, 403b, or a Roth IRA or standard traditional IRA. All that comes into play. Simple questions, takes 5-10 minutes at the most.
The best thing to do is to have that conversation with them. Just sit down and talk to them. They'll tell you, they can look at your plan, see where you're at,
Yeah.
see that they can help you. They might be able to add something in that could just cushion things just in case something happens. Tax was kind of pushed away a little tiny bit for a month. Now we've got a
Extra
little
month,
bit of a
right.
break for a month. Do something about it. Pick up the phone and give him a call and maybe get yourself an IRA. The number to call is 480-818-3665. It's bettercallbravo.com. Go ahead.
Yeah, and again, we meet so many needs. That's one thing I like to remind people is even when we started with Bravo, I would like to mention I was a client first. Before I started working with him, I was a client, and I always like to remind people that we believe in our products. We have them. I don't sell something that I don't believe in or don't have.
We just opened 3 IRAs.
Exactly.
Of the same ones we're talking about.
And we're young, and it's super affordable. And again, most young people think this is going to be hundreds of dollars. I need to pay my bills. And normally we can meet you where you're at. That's what's really important. And again, we're not just in the business of health insurance. It's life insurance, it's annuities, it's IRAs. And most people think, don't you have to be just a financial planner? No, actually, we can help you with complete financial planning for long-term success.
I want to talk about the young folks out there. I don't think they're thinking about anything but, where they're going to go to their concert or what have you. Monet, I'm going to say, I think you're 22, 23, very young. And you're 25, 26,
yeah.
something. And I'm telling you, it's wonderful to see that you are wanting to be prepared. And I will tell you all listening right now, whether it's you or someone that you know, tell them what you're hearing today. This is just an awesome thing. End the show.
Thank you for listening. 480-818-3665. BetterCallBravo.com. Thank you, Colton. Thank you, Monet.
We're looking
Thanks,
forward to
Phil.
helping everybody.
You know what? The time is to take care of yourself now. Make sure you're covered. That phone number, 480-818-3665. It's bettercallbravo.com.
Pretty good for being.